It's time for Coffee with the Chicken Ladies, a podcast for people who love chickens.
Hey everybody, and welcome. It's Chrisie&Holly from Coffee with the Chicken Ladies. We're here, and this is episode number 188 of our podcast, where we talk about everything chicken, family, fun, and
more chickens.
More chickens. We drink a ton of coffee. I'm talking a ton. But most importantly,
we hug chickens every day.
And we kiss them too, don't forget. We brew coffee from a little roaster in Houston, Texas, bright and early coffee. Holly Ann, what kind of coffee are we brewing today?
Some delicious hazelnut coffee.
Their hazelnut is really good.
It's really good.
You should check them out. Use our code CWTCL15 for 15% off all bagged coffee. They have K-Cups, which is amazing. And where should everybody go to find them?
brightndearlycoffee.com.
And on Amazon, and check them out on social media too. And they have a chicken car. It's pretty amazing.
The chicken car is fantastic. Don't the K-Cups ship free?
K-Cups ship free.
Love it.
Okay, so are you ready to sip some of this delicious hazelnut coffee and chat?
I am, but first, a word from our sponsor.
We have some exciting news to share from our sponsor, Grubbly Farms. They're here, new and improved, Grubbly's World Harvest.
I'm a longtime subscriber, and my flock love the healthy, nutritious treats, plus orders $40 and more ship free.
If you haven't heard, Grubbly's has a fantastic layer pellet and crumble feed. It's packed with plant and insect protein, perfect for those picky chickens and ducks.
Grubbly Farms makes food and treats for healthy pets and planet.
To support us and Grubbly Farms, use the link grubbly.co/coffee. Try it today.
If you like your flock healthy, happy, and laying lots of eggs, our friends at Nutrena have something for you. We've been hearing great things about NatureWise, but don't take our word for it. See what everyone is clucking about at NutrenaWorld.com.
Oh man, I'm tired. How about you?
I don't know. I could sit here and say I'm tired and I'm hot and I'm hot and I'm tired, but I'm bored with being hot and tired. I'm tired of being hot and tired.
Okay, so this episode's popping July 2nd,
Right.
but we have to pre-record for sure because we're going to be in Iowa. And so, yeah, it's still hot. It's still all those things, but we're still behind the mic and we're still talking with you guys.
Here we are.
We're in our recording studio, which I could have 3 or 4 blankets on me. It's so cold in the recording studio right now.
I'm feeling good in here. It's feeling good to me.
I don't know. I'm freezing and I'm never cold.
I'm loving
cold
it
right now.
I'm loving this cave.
It is. So we're super excited to be going. We're going to be back when this one drops, but we're going to be exhausted.
So if you email us, it just might take us a little while to get back to you.
We will get back to you. You know, that's the thing. We will get back to everyone who emails us, direct messages us. We want to help you guys. We want to help your chickens. So please don't hesitate to reach out to us if you're having a problem. We will try our best. You know, that's all we can give you is our best, and you got it. So on that note, if you're listening to our show and you're loving it, head on over to Apple Podcast and leave us a written review. It does amazing things for the growth of our show. Thank you to everyone who has taken the time to write something. It means so much to us. While you're there, hit that subscribe button. You never miss an episode. And they count them. Holly Ann always says, who's they? I don't know. It's the counter of the subscriptions. It helps us. And it's free.
If you're looking for other ways to support the podcast, you can tell a few chicken-loving friends about the show. You can share your favorite episodes on social media. You can check out our Etsy shop, tank tops, t-shirts, logo mugs. You can become a patron of the show, patreon.com/coffeewiththechickenladies. A gigantic thank you to all of our patrons. We love you. And the other thing you can do to help support the show is visit our website and our show notes. Use our affiliate links and discount codes and buy products from our sponsors.
Yay!
If you're looking for a chicken coop that's produced in a planet-friendly, sustainable way, try Nestera.
Each coop is made from highly durable, 100% recycled plastic that keeps the equivalent of up to 2,000 shampoo bottles out of a landfill.
Their clean, modern design will fit into any garden or run area and comes with an industry-beating 25-year warranty and a range of handy accessories.
Simple to put together, so quick and easy to clean, and most importantly, red mite resistant. Your chickens will love it.
Quick shipping from Nestera.us.
For a 5% discount, use the affiliate link in our show notes, on our website, and on Instagram. Link in bio. Check them out today.
Hey, Chris.
Yeah.
Do you like subscription boxes?
Does it have anything to do with chickens?
Of course.
Then yeah. Let me take a minute to tell you about the Chicken Love Box. If you love goodies for your chickens and you need to go to chickenlove.com.
I love the mega box. Tons of useful products for my flock and a chicken tea for me.
You can't go wrong with a chicken tea. They are so cute and so soft.
In the April box, I absolutely love the chick leg bands and the organic soap set with hen decoration.
I am loving the Chicken Spirit long sleeve tee, and those chick vitamins, they could save a chick for sure.
Boxes start at $39 a month. They ship immediately after your order, and shipping is always free.
Such a great deal. Don't wait. Get off the nest and click already. Use the code CWTCL50 for 50% off your first box of a 3-month subscription or more. That's chickenlove.com. That's chickenluv.com. Get your subscription today.
The Breed Spotlight is brought to you by Murray McMurray Hatchery, defining quality for generations. For over a century, Murray McMurray Hatchery has remained a trusted family-owned business, working tirelessly to ensure our poultry meet the highest standards.
Whether you are an experienced enthusiast or just embarking on the journey, look to McMurray Hatchery for guaranteed quality, rare and heritage breeds, low minimums, and all the supplies you need to raise your flock. Request a free catalog today. Dun 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 no, it's time for the Breed Spotlight, yeah.
Yeah.
That was a little upbeat intro because this is a highly popular chicken.
It's a very popular chicken, yeah.
So this week's Breed Spotlight, we're talking...
The Ayam Cemani.
It's popular. I mean, everybody kind of is like, it's an unusual chicken. There are some myths and we got to do a little bit of myth busting, but it's a really cool chicken.
I feel like the peak of their popularity has passed, but they do remain extremely popular with chicken keepers. The Ayam Cemani is a rare breed of chicken from Indonesia, specifically the Isle of Java.
Right.
Ayam means chicken in Indonesian, and Cemani is most likely from the town of Cemani, which is on Java.
Right, which is geographic, which we've known this after almost 200 episodes. Chickens are named after where they come from.
I have seen in places Cemani translated as like black to the bone or something like that.
Right.
I mean, I guess it's possible, but it's a place on Java, so yeah.
Yeah.
This breed has been in Indonesia for hundreds of years now. In their native Asia, they are renowned as fighting birds in quite a few areas, while other areas regard them as a bird with mystical and even medicinal properties, so they almost take on a religious context in some areas.
They're really cool.
They're really beautiful birds. The Cemani is best known for its black coloring. The breed carries a fibromelanistic gene that creates hyperpigmentation.
This is the same type of thing you're going to see in the Silkie.
Right. The bird is black throughout its entire body. Everything is black except for blood, which is red due to hemoglobin.
Right.
Bones and eggs, which are a rich cream color.
That's the myth buster. Everybody thinks they lay a black egg, and they do not.
There are no chicken breeds that lay black eggs. The only black egg layer amongst domestic poultry is the Cayuga duck.
Right,
and they don't even lay black eggs all year. They start off black, and then they get like smoky gray as the season goes on.
We hate to be the myth buster here, but we have to be.
I don't know. I kind of enjoy busting a good myth here and there.
But everyone will come up to us and talk this chicken and say, it's the only chicken that lays black eggs. And I'm like, it doesn't. And I hate telling people because they're so excited. Oh, but we have to tell you.
A friend of mine, we used to work together. She's another librarian. She put up a post that was like from David Attenborough's site that said the Cemani laid black eggs. And I had to be like, oh, no, it doesn't.
Yeah, it's sad because everyone gets so excited about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then it's a cream color egg at that. It's the complete opposite.
I kind of like what's the word I'm looking for? I kind of like the contrast there. Coal black bird, creamy white egg.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's me. The Cemani has been in Europe since about 1998, so not a really long time.
No.
They were imported by Dutch breeders at that point. Now, here in the U.S., Greenfire Farms imported a couple of unrelated bloodlines, and they have achieved a beautiful breeding flock. Probably the parent stock of a lot of U.S. Cemani flocks now.
Right.
Both the hens and the roos are known to have laid-back and friendly personalities, and that has certainly made them even more popular. A really pretty bird, really nice temperament.
Now, they have a straight mulberry black comb, and everything else is black.
Yep.
Legs, feathers, eyes, skin, tissue. Their legs are black. It's actually more of a slate color if you look at them.
Yeah, because the chicken leg, I think, can't be like a dark black.
Exactly. They're not super big chickens. And I think that's the other misconception is people think that this chicken is really big, but they're not. So the hens are going to average about 4 pounds and the roos about 5. They're leghorn size. They're smaller.
Yeah, it's a light-bodied chicken.
They're light-bodied and they're beautiful and they're great. The green sheen that you could get with photographs with this chicken is amazing.
They're really striking if you have a whole flock of them together.
Right.
Really just beautiful.
Now, the hens aren't great layers, okay? So they're going to be laying you about 60 to 100 eggs in the first year. Now, according to Greenfire Farms, they'll lay about 20 to 30 eggs and then take a break for 2 to 3 months. We've talked about this chicken before with their little signs that say, we're on break. We're not going to lay eggs.
They weren't selected to be layers, and so they probably lay what is a much more natural,
right?
More primitive laying pattern.
Sometimes I feel like that's better in a way because you have the eggs you can deal with at a time.
Right.
And you're not overrun all at once with all the eggs and then there's no eggs down here.
Right.
So I think that's really good. Now they rarely go broody. So you're going to need a broody breed or an incubator if you want to hatch eggs.
Right.
Okay. They're beautiful chickens. But at this point, they're still more of a novelty breed than a practical chicken.
Yeah, really. They make great pets. They do like to forage and help in the garden. And at some point in the future, they may become showbirds.
Right.
They're not currently accepted by the American Poultry Association, but there is a U.S. Ayam Cemani Breeders Association, and they have developed a standard of perfection for the breed.
Right.
Their website actually has a couple of good articles about genetics and breeding of the Cemani and the genetic impact of that fibromelanastic gene.
Right.
So if you're into that, check it out. It's actually very fascinating stuff.
Now, there has been lots of crossbreeding with these birds. So buyer beware, okay?
Stick with trusted sources.
Definitely, definitely. Now, question is, if you want this beautiful all black bird through and through with cream color eggs in your flock, where do you go to find them?
They're much more accessible than they used to be. My Pet Chicken sells day-old Ayam Cemani chicks. And if you go over to get them, please use our affiliate link on our website and in the show notes so that our friends at My Pet Chicken know who sent you there.
Yes, definitely.
Also, check out the breeders list on the Ayam Cemani Breeders Association website.
So there you have it. I mean, there's not a lot of big, rich history with this bird.
There is actually probably a lot, but I don't have any way of accessing it.
Exactly. You can't get your hands on it. So, they are, like you said, there's no other way to describe them as more of a novelty. People want them, but they're a beautiful bird. And if you're not worried about the number of eggs, they're a great welcome. They're a friendly bird to your flock. So
yeah, I think they actually make a really nice chicken lady pet when you get right down to it.
Definitely.
And if if you already have some nice solid layers and you're looking to add beauty and friendliness,
there you go.
Get yourself some.
Okay. So if you have pictures, if you have them, hit the mention button on Instagram, give a story, hit the mention button, put our name in, and then that way we can reshare your bird to all of our followers over on Instagram. We love to reshare everybody's poultry.
Are you ready to dive into the fascinating world of backyard ducks? Look no further than Metzer Farms, your premier destination for top quality waterfowl. Whether you're a seasoned breeder or just starting out, Metzer Farms has everything you need to elevate your flock to the next level. And if you're passionate about call ducks, you're in for a treat.
Metzer Farms hatches a stunning variety of call ducks, meticulously bred for their miniature size, beauty, and calm temperament. From snowy whites to vibrant colors, each duck is a masterpiece waiting to grace your backyard. Visit metzerfarms.com today to browse their extensive selection and start your journey into the wonderful world of waterfowl. Metzer Farms, where passion meets perfection. Roosty's proudly sponsors Coffee with the Chicken Ladies. They're back with an innovative new product. You're going to want to check this out.
It's an extra large set, a 14-pound feeder and 3-gallon water with steep anti-roost lids. They're made of super durable material. You can either stand them on legs or hang them on brackets on your coop or fence. They're easy to remove and clean too. Plus, they look awesome.
We personally use Roosties and we're huge fans. So if you're raising chicks or keeping chickens, check out the Roosty store on Amazon or follow the link in our show notes.
UK chicken lovers, this one's for you. Get happy, healthy hens with ECONourish's live Calci worms. Enrichment, nutrition, and protection in one tasty, sustainable pack. Scientifically proven to support glossy feathers, strong laying and skeletal health,
protect from disease, and improve gut health and immunity. You'll also bust flock stress by stimulating natural instincts and get eco bragging rights. Visit ECONourish.co.uk and use the code COFFEE15 for 15% off your first order. Your chickens and the planet will hug you for it. Let's talk about this feed from our friends at Nutrena. It's called NatureWise. Jody in Texas says her girls went crazy over this feed. Carol in Tennessee has eggs rolling out of her hen house. If you're looking for a feed that has what your flock needs to be healthy, happy, and productive, that is it. And we love it when your birds are healthy, happy, and productive. So head over to NutrenaWorld.com and see what everyone's talking about. Okay, so let's move on to main topic. Yeah. Now, today we wanted to touch base and talk about vitamin D for your hens, because vitamin D in people and hens, it's important for all different reasons.
It really is. We hear a lot about the need for calcium to maintain our hens' reproductive health and egg laying.
Right.
But calcium has a partner that is also crucial for hens' reproductive health.
It's the same in people, actually.
And that is vitamin D.
Yeah, they work together to help absorption. And without working together, one doesn't survive without the other.
And they actually have a third partner, which is phosphorus, but we'll get to that.
Yeah, we'll get to that later.
Most animals need vitamin D for basic health, including us. It keeps bones, muscles, nerves, brains, immune systems, and crucial hormones functioning in good order. That's a lot of stuff.
Now, we know that the most common vitamin and mineral deficiency and imbalances in laying hens, it's usually calcium, phosphorus, and vitamin D.
There you go.
I mean, those are the three things, because you're going to notice them with egg laying and reproductive problems the most.
They work in conjunction to regulate egg production. And if there's a shortage of any one of the three of them, they get very out of balance and you start to see egg abnormalities and reproductive issues.
Now, calcium deficiency can be caused by vitamin D deficiency.
Yeah.
Since it's needed to metabolize the calcium. Now, if you have a house chicken, be sure to get them outside because they need that sunlight, or at least the UV spectrum light, so they can produce vitamin D. Now, I keep going back to people because it's like one of the biggest main things in people is vitamin D deficiency.
Yes.
And it's more in the winter because vitamin D, if you're out in the sun, you get it naturally. It's the same for chickens. They need it. They need to be out in the sun to get it.
It's important to remember that vitamin D is one of the fat-soluble vitamins. It dissolves into dietary fat, and it is stored in the body tissue for later use.
Right.
Some fat is necessary in your chicken's diet in order to keep vitamin D available for all of its many functions.
We're kind of going to get slapped on the hand for saying that, but it is the truth.
I dare somebody to slap us on the hand for saying that. Because science. So where do our chickens usually get most of their vitamin D?
Well, it's going to come from the sun and their food.
Right, that's right.
So it needs to be really important to feed a really high quality food to get them out in the sun. Now, the main thing with the sun is if you have a house chicken or a chicken like Cornelia, that is a garage chicken, right? So making sure that they go outside and they get that sunlight is going to help. Now, if your bird's not eating enough or only eating what she likes out of the food, then you could have a problem.
Right.
So if you have a well-balanced food, you shouldn't have a problem.
You shouldn't, right. There's some research. I thought this was fascinating. There's some research into another possible sunlight-related source of vitamin D for chickens. When a chicken, and this actually applies to most of the poultry, it applies to ducks and geese too. When a chicken gathers oil on her beak from her preen gland and spreads the oil on her feathers, she's helping herself to more vitamin D. So preen oil contains a precursor to vitamin D that develops fully into the vitamin as it is exposed to sunlight.
I mean, what we're talking about here is how important sunlight is to your chickens.
Right.
And most chickens, now there will be geriatric or special needs chickens,
right.
But most chickens have plenty of sunlight when they're outside and they're doing their thing. But the preen is, again, a step further with the sun.
Right. So essentially, as she preens her feathers, she's ingesting some of that oil and the vitamins along with it.
Right. So let's look into the signs of a deficiency of vitamin D in your chickens, because we all want to know this, right? Egg abnormalities are the first thing you're going to notice because You're going to see things like thin eggshells, misshapen eggs. We all see them occasionally.
Even like a bird who consistently starts laying smaller eggs or lays fewer eggs can be early signs.
Now, in younger chickens, stunted growth or bowed legs and even a softened beak and bones can be the result. Now, if you're ever in doubt, check with your veterinarian.
Yeah, because when you think about all the things that vitamin D helps with, it's a huge spectrum.
It is. And I keep going back to people because I think everybody can understand it on the same type of level. But vitamin D and calcium work together to make strong bones. We've heard this from the beginning of time. Drink your milk because it has calcium and vitamin D. And then in the orange juice, they put vitamin D and calcium and all these different things that work together.
The vitamin D is crucial for making the calcium bioavailable.
So if you're having egg issues, look into the quality of your food.
Right.
Look at your food and see, does it have vitamin D? How much is it? Is it up to standard? I can see where you could get into some of these problems if you're doing like a homemade food or a very small made food.
Some of the grain-based feeds, like the vitamin and minerals is sort of a powder. So the birds fling out what they don't like and then they don't get their vitamins. So really, I think a good quality, consistently nutritious food is necessary.
Right. And then we want to look at the ways that you can give it. Right. So there's lots of ways to supplement vitamin D to your bird. Now, the best sources, like we said, are sunlight and a good quality feed with bioavailable nutrients. If you're doing that and they're still not getting enough and you suspect a problem and you want to give vitamin D into them quickly, water supplements, as I was saying before, are an excellent option. Okay, so there's lots of great things that have vitamin D. Let's list them. There's Rooster Booster vitamins and minerals.
Chicken Elixir.
Save a Chick Flockguard.
Grubly Farms vitamins and electrolytes.
Now, this is one that we live and die by, Nutri-Drench.
Right. So Nutri-Drench and Polyvisol, we use them for quick oral doses to individual birds.
Yes.
Like you can put those things in the water, but when we know there's one person, we call her hens people.
Yeah.
When we know there's one hen with a problem, we will grab her and give her one of these.
And Nutri-Drench is 1 ml per adult bird per day. Okay, so it's a vitamin supplement that you can get at TSC. You can get at any farm supply store on Amazon. I am never without it. If I'm starting to get low, I buy another bottle because it has a jolt of calcium, vitamin D, and everything that they need.
Vitamin E. It has a lot. Now, Polyvisol has more.
Right.
But you cannot ever go wrong with Nutri-Drench.
And that one's about 5 drops to 6 drops per adult bird if you needed to give it.
Exactly.
With the little dropper. There are things that you can do that work rather quickly, and you can also put them in the water, like we're saying. This is what we've been talking about. If it's hot, when it's hot, your birds eat less feed.
Right.
Okay? And they're still laying eggs, but the one thing is, as it gets hot, they lay less eggs, but they also eat less feed. If they eat less feed, they're getting less calcium, D, and phosphorus, right? So what are they going to do more of at that time? Drink more water.
Yeah.
To stay hydrated. So you need to sometimes supplement the water on definitely the hottest days so that they get those vitamins they need, even if they don't eat the food.
That's why one Nutri-Drench is in our top 10 first aid kit items, because if you have a hen who's not drinking, sometimes giving her Nutri-Drench will stimulate her to drink.
It's actually known to do that.
Right.
It's known to make them drink and eat. So it doesn't hurt a single thing to give them. Now, here's the question everybody wants to know. Is it possible to give your chicken too much vitamin D?
Yes. Too much causes a condition called hypercalcemia. It actually causes excess calcium in the blood.
Right. Too much of a good thing.
Right. It can cause damage to the heart, to the liver, and it can also cause gout, which is no picnic.
Nope.
So if you do decide to use supplements, and we cannot overstate the importance of this, follow the instructions on the package.
Here's the thing. Each supplement has different sets of instructions because each supplement is slightly different from the other.
That's right.
So the manufacturer of these different supplements will tell you it's for daily use, it's for use for 3 days and then off a week, and then or use it for 1 week, or you have to read the instructions on each so that you don't give too much.
And I guess we should probably mention the elephant that's always in the room, apple cider vinegar.
1 ml, 1 gallon of water once a week, no more.
Right, because some people claim, I've seen both claims and not a ton of scientific evidence one way or the other. Some people claim that apple cider vinegar helps hens to metabolize calcium. No evidence for that. And I've also seen that apple cider vinegar can cause calcium loss. No evidence for that. Just don't use it when it has anything to do with calcium.
It just acidifies what's in there in the crop. It just makes it acidic. It changes the pH. It makes an environment that things don't like to grow.
Right.
So if you give 1 tablespoon per gallon of water 1 time a week, no more, that's going to give you your desired result of apple cider vinegar.
Right.
If you give too much, that makes things too acidic and you can burn different linings.
Well,
in
again,
there.
you're pushing things out of balance.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Exactly. Okay. So if you have any questions or concerns that we didn't answer for you, please feel free to email us or direct message us. We are always here to answer your questions.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So are we ready to move on to
Cracking the eggs.
cracking those eggs? Now, this week we're doing a potato frittata.
Oh, okay.
Potato frittata.
Patata.
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
I originally found this recipe in a book of Sicilian peasant recipes. And like peasant food is the best food.
I like foods that are very easy. They're like 5 ingredients or less. My palate does not like 25 different spices. It just doesn't. I like simplistic.
I don't think there's anything that should have 25. Well, there is some Asian cuisine that uses a lot of spices, so I'm going to take that back.
I'm just like, I like simplistic stuff.
Well-
and this is a good one.
I love serving this with like a sliced fresh tomato and maybe some greens on the side.
Right.
It is so good. It is Sicilian potato frittata.
So let's go over the ingredients that you're going to need. You're going to need 3 large russet potatoes. You're going to wash them, peel them, and cut them into slices, okay? 8 large eggs. You're going to use up some of your eggs that you have a lot of at this point. 2 tablespoons of grated Pecorino Romano or Parmesan cheese or dairy-free cheeses of those choices. Whatever you want to do,
Right.
okay? A teaspoon of minced fresh Italian parsley leaves or an herb of your choice.
I love thyme in this dish.
Yeah. Thyme goes well with potatoes.
It does really well.
Another one is rosemary.
Rosemary, yep.
Goes well with potatoes.
You couldn't go wrong with either one of them.
Salt and pepper. And you're going to need some extra virgin olive oil, about a half a cup.
You know, I probably don't use about a half a cup. I probably use
I
less.
eyeball my olive oil all the time.
Me too.
I never measure it.
Generous splash. Grab a large mixing bowl. You're going to break all your eggs into it. You're going to add the cheese, the herbs, salt and pepper. Whisk that all together and set it aside. You're going to grab a big, I know you'll love this one, a big cast iron skillet.
Everybody knows I love my cast iron skillets.
Yes. What you want is essentially a skillet that's big enough to house this frittata
And go in the oven.
and go in the oven. If you have something oven safe, otherwise, use it.
And if you're using cast iron, make sure that you have a pot holder or a cover
yeah.
for the handle when you take it out.
Yeah, because it's going to be hot, hot, hot.
Yeah.
You're going to pour some of the olive oil into the pan and heat it. Place a single layer of the potato slices into the skillet. Salt them very lightly, and you're going to let them cook until they're lightly browned on each side. 3 to 5 minutes probably. Transfer them to a plate. Repeat frying the remaining potato slices. So you can do this. I usually wipe it out because I don't like my eggs to stick. But you can either leave the potato oil in there,
Yeah.
or you can wipe it out and re-grease it or spray it.
Right. I mean, it's all going in the same place.
Exactly. Now you're going to preheat your oven broiler. Go back to that pan. You're going to layer half the potatoes in the pan, pour half of the egg mixture
Right.
over top, add the remaining potatoes, put the remaining egg mixture in. I like to sprinkle a little bit of extra herbs on the top of it.
I like it to look pretty.
You're going to cook that for 15 to 20 minutes over medium-low heat on your stove until the bottom is lightly browned and the frittata is partially set.
Right.
It is not going to be cooked on top.
It's going to cook the rest of the way in the oven.
Exactly. So place a skillet in the oven on the lowest oven rack because you don't really want it right under the broiler.
Right.
Broil it until it's lightly browned on the top, about 5 to 10 minutes, until the eggs are completely set. Check it frequently so you do not overcook it
Oh,
because
yeah.
it happens in a flash.
When you use a broiler, you got to kind of stand there.
You do.
I mean, it's one of those things where it's like, oh, no.
Just ask me
Oh,
about...
no, not yet. Oh, no.
Yeah. Yeah. So once it comes out, it's cooked. Let the frittata rest for a few more minutes to firm up the rest of the way.
Right. As
And-
my mom would say, solidify.
Solidify. So your frittata will solidify. Then you're going to serve it with whatever yummies you like it with. I like my fresh heirloom tomato.
Yeah, and it's just something simple, easy for this time of the year.
It's absolutely delicious with a glass of white wine or rosé.
Yeah, it's just
So
an
good.
easy thing to cook. So try it. You might like it. Let us know what you think. Send us your pictures of the recipes. We love seeing it. Are you ready to move on to retail therapy? Retail therapy. Yeah. This week's retail therapy, we're piggybacking on last week's retail therapy, but there are things that are necessary. And this one is chicken wheelchairs because, the reality is you will potentially get a special needs chicken.
Right. And so the wheelchairs, and yes, I do have one.
You do have one.
I do. The wheelchairs can help with a bird that is convalescing,
right.
Say a broken bone or a soft tissue injury.
Right, that needs to heal.
Or they can be a good way to get exercise for a bird that's not ambulatory.
Right.
So they're not putting all their weight on their legs constantly.
Right. And if somebody that can't walk, they can be outside and they can have... The thing about the wheelchair, too, is it has spots for food and water bowls.
Yes.
So the way that they position them and you position them in the wheelchair, they're set to eat and drink as they're in the wheelchair. Now, many people would be like, I'm not going to do this. But you know what? Let's not go there because when you have a pet that you love, you're willing to do anything that you can to make that pet more comfortable. And the wheelchair is something that is out there. It's a tool that you can use for a special needs chicken.
Right. I mean, obviously, it can't be used on rough surfaces. It is best used indoors.
It has wheels.
It does have wheels. Though, because Esther's non-ambulatory, we took the wheels off of hers.
Right.
And sort of put it up on blocks.
Right.
And for her, it's just a way to stretch the legs down.
Right.
And get some circulation and that sort of thing.
Right.
But for some birds, it does give them a means of getting around. A lot of rescues will use these.
This is, everybody's like, oh, I'm not going to have a chicken that's going to need this. But, the reality is...
Well, if my beloved chicken has an excellent quality of life, I don't see why she shouldn't have a wheelchair.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we just wanted to make you guys aware that they're out there if you need them. If you have a chicken that has a broken leg that needs to heal and can't put weight on it, these are out there. Now, there's different places. Where Holly Ann got hers is chicken therapy chairs.
Chicken therapy chairs. Now, she's in Australia.
But she got to you very quick, and you got it quick.
I did, very quickly. She had me take measurements for Esther so she could custom build it.
Right.
Esther's a Jersey Giant, but she's not. Number one, she's 7. And number two, she's really has a disability. So her body frame is not what it once was.
Right.
So they made me a wheelchair that was somewhere between a large and an extra large.
Exactly.
And it works perfectly for her.
She was very quick to get back to you. And everything came, I remember, very quickly.
Yeah, the wonderful Miranda at Chicken Therapy Chair. She's very quick, very responsive. She knows what she's doing.
There's other... And you can also, if you don't want to purchase one, you can look online. There's plans that you can purchase on how to build them yourself.
Right.
You have to be really careful with, the measurements are really important because if they're going to be up, the legs you can't be putting weight on the legs because then it doesn't serve a purpose of the wheelchair for the chicken.
Right. So if you're just using it as a support vehicle, you're going to look at that differently than you would if they're actually using their feet.
You can build them yourself. There's plans out there. If you Google chicken wheelchairs, you'll see a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
So check it out. Chicken Therapy Chairs is the place that we know of that is excellent.
I'm pretty sure that the wheelchair came in under $100.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad.
It wasn't too bad at all. It's really a good option. But the stroller that we talked about last week and the wheelchair this week are great options for special needs chickens and geriatric chickens, as we said.
Yeah, because as people have gotten chickens and they become more popular, you're going to have those things pop up.
Right.
It's going to happen.
Right.
And, just knowing that those resources are available to you, we will have this, the chicken therapy chairs. We can have that in our show notes.
Right.
So that you can go over and check it out. Okay. So should we tell everybody what we're going to be talking about next week?
Next week. Oh, I'm going to enjoy this. Next week, we are spotlighting the laughing cock, also known as the Ayam Cemani. I love this chicken. Main topic, we're taking a deep dive into chicken skin and the integumentary system.
We're going to look at it and see what it's all about.
Cracking the eggs. Thai-inspired omelet.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. And retail therapy. Oh, we're talking about hobby farms and chickens magazines.
Yeah. Did you know that there's a magazine out there? Okay. So what should we tell everybody to do until next week?
Hug your chickens.
Every day and kiss them too. We'll talk to you next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
If you'd like to see more of us, please follow us on Instagram at Coffee with the Chicken Ladies. If you'd like to help us grow the podcast, please leave us a written review on Apple Podcasts.
If you'd like to become a patron of the show, please visit our Patreon page, patreon.com/Coffee with the Chicken Ladies. Thanks for listening.